afternoon, and good evening, depending on the time you're going to watch this show. I now have to proclaim this as my signature, or should I say trademark, because honestly, we begin our shows like always like that. And is it a good thing or a bad thing? Should we change how we begin our shows? Anyway, I'm your host, Stacey Wasiche, and this is Campus One-on-One. This is where we share our experiences as campus students. If you are a new subscriber, if you're watching this for the first time, welcome to the show. Welcome to Campus One-on-One, and I hope that the experiences that we share here can help you one way or the other. The information that we give out there will actually help you in one way in your campus life, or if you're planning to join campus. I'm with my guests here, and I will let you introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. My name is Calvin. I'm a student here at Mount Kenya University. I'm a fourth year student, actually doing bachelor's in commerce, specialized in finance. I'm a musician, singer-songwriter. Wow. I like art.
Okay.
Actually,
I'll take that as a side hustle.
Thank you. Exactly.
We have to find for money. See, it's not easy. So the fact that you are a fourth year means that you have a fair share of what you can actually talk about survival in campus. What can you really say about survival in campus?
Basically, in campus, I think survival is always for the fittest one. Especially in relation to when you're coming from families that are not well off, and now you are outside there in campus, and it reaches a point, you can't keep calling your parent, I need this, I need this, I need that. You just need to put yourself into the game, have a second thought of yourself, and because it's a new set of life, you need to come up with ideas and new knowledge. I mean, how are you going to do things? Rather than calling your parents every now and then, they actually think you are now a grown-up, and you just have to do your own stuff, calling your parents every day, I need this one here, doesn't add up. So you just have to think of ways that you'll generate income in your own way. Actually, legal ways, that is, because you're
exactly.
Students.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't want to end up in prison.
Exactly. Even beside going to prison, you might not know what might come your way. There's mob justice out there. We've seen youth are being killed out there too.
Exactly.
So we normally say, as long as whatever you're doing is legal and doesn't hurt anybody else, then good to get into it and try to earn a living. However small, how much small it is, but just for your own living.
But when you talk about trying to find a way to generate income, there's a notion that when you enter into campus, we have a lot of money, and sometimes there are some students, and I will include myself in that has to send money home because parents think that there's always income, you always have it, like you have it all together, and that is something we have to discuss here, because honestly, where do we get the money from? I mean, we know about help, which recently does not come to our pockets right away, because it has to be sent to the school accounts. What can you say about that?
Talking about our parents, or let me say people from home, thinking that we actually get some kind of money. I think that's a village mentality, and I wouldn't like to link our parents to that. Most of the time, this pressure or the notion that people think we have money basically comes from our friends back in the village. Now they normally think that now when you're in campus, maybe they do pay you while you're attending the classes, the sitting allowance and all those stuff, which is actually not true. And being in campus is just being an institution. Actually, we're coming here to get knowledge, and there's nothing we're being paid. I mean, attending the classes and doing our own stuff. As you've said, the help which comes to the students, it most of the time goes to the school accounts, and we have very few amount of money left to us. I think that the mentality of campus students, they have money, the notion comes out because of, I mean, now you're in campus, there's a certain type of freedom which you don't actually get when you're at home with people. So, and maybe the bad thing is that when you're going to campus in these well-developed cities like Nairobi and Thika, they tend to think that now you are getting money because you are in Nairobi and like you're in Thika. That's not the case.
But that is what you're painting out there. Look at yourself. Your shoes cost how much? Probably 5,000. I don't know.
It's actually 27.
Look at it. I mean, it's literally the way you present yourself to the society is that I have money. You know, whatever you are wearing from your head to the toe is very expensive. Whatever you are wearing right now in campus is what somebody like a singer, like actually a rapper like this guy is called who? This guy who raps so fast. Calligraph Jones.
Yeah.
He has that kind of outfit that you wear in campus, and he's a musician. You can imagine.
Yeah,
he earns from the music.
Yeah.
So where do you get this money from that you dress up
okay,
well?
You know when you actually come to campus, you know, we can't actually stick with that village mentality.
Yeah.
And like when you are here in campus, it's a totally foreign land, foreign type of experience.
Yeah.
You come to meet new people, and now you need to make yourself adapt into the new changes. I mean, actually, it's not bad to get yourself into the new system, new style, new lifestyle of people, and also it's not good to stick to your village stuff, your outfit, and the way you are.
Yeah.
You're getting it. So I feel like it's not basically about money. It's always it's a matter of trying to cope up with the trend.
When you talk about coping up with the trend, is it pressure? Because we have people that are coming from a very humble background, and probably they cannot afford the 2,700 shoes. They cannot even afford the 1,000 t-shirt. So how do we really survive in terms of where we get the money from? Like you find someone, in their village they are the poorest. I don't want to use that word in a bad way, but to be honest, their parents don't even have lunch, and you come to campus and you find out that they are living the best life.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Talking about such scenarios, human beings we are made on, we know how to plan ourselves better.
Okay.
As far as finance is concerned, the way you spend your money and the way you plan for your money in bits, it depends. Because if you actually know I'm coming from not a well-off family, then you get this 500 shillings, and now you think about your meals, you think about your attires, you think about these small things that they need to sustain your living in campus. I think you have this knowledge or the mind, like, I need to put this certain amount of money at this point, I need to put this certain amount of money at this point. So it's not basically pressure or trying to live in the moment, and my parents are not well off and his parents are not well off. I think it's how you are brought up. And also the most important thing is how well do you take yourself to be? I mean, are you contented with who you are? With your scenario back at home?
Exactly.
The problem that actually most of the campus students come and get themselves into is trying to cope up with a different person's lifestyle, and yet you don't know their background, So actually my parent can't be sending me 1,000 bob, and then your parent sends you 10,000. I'm trying to cope up with your lifestyle. It doesn't add up at all. So I think it's how well are you planning your things, This is where differentiates you from another person, from that village that you left back at home.
Exactly.
How well are you planning your money? You getting what I'm trying to say? How well are you planning your money? How well is your money? I mean, when you spend your money, do you see the money going somewhere? Despite the alcohol stuff, can someone come here and then you tell him or her, I had 1,000 bob and I bought this shoe? Or I had 1,000 bob, I bought this type of meal that sustained me for a month. So it's just a mindset. It's not actually the pressure or what and trying to give your parents pressure. It's just how well do you plan yourself? Well,
when we talked about generating income, it brings me back to the trend in universities where people have started selling smokies. Some of them are selling tumba. How do they balance their income generation activities and school activities?
That's a nice question. Sometimes there's this demand. The life demands much from you. I mean, as I had stated earlier, I can't keep calling my parents back at home for some petty things. And actually, when parents see you in campus, they actually expect you to think different from your young sisters and brothers,
yeah.
from your classmates who didn't make it to the campus.
Exactly.
It's just there at the village.
Yeah.
So they are expecting you to be an entrepreneur now. You need to think outside the box, because it's just basically 4 years, 6 years for those doing engineering and these other courses, and then you are out on the world you're on. It's actually the last step to facing the reality, and we can't remain in the slumberland. I mean, we can't just stay there and I'm dependent on my parents. So it's the demand for life. It's the demand for life, and now the duty calls in, and you feel like, I need to do this, I need to get my own amount of money. When you feel that pressure of trying to get your own stuff, actually you definitely balance between stuff, your income generating activity. You just find yourself trying to balance it, because at the same time you don't want to disappoint your parent and also disappoint yourself, because the main reason that brought you in Nairobi is actually studies. So I need to take the degree back home. I need to show them, this is what you took me to Nairobi, this is what I'm coming back with it. But at the same time, while I'm in Nairobi, what am I going to do that will protect me from getting myself into some serious activities, bad activities? So I need to get myself a job. We don't, like enough campus students, we don't study from Monday to Monday. We have 3 days. Those 3 days are the ones that when you are idling, you get yourself talking about, smoking, drinking, and now stealing, pickpocketing people. Now, what am I going to do on this free day? If I'm having 3 free days in 7 days, what am I going to do with them? You're getting what I'm trying to say? Okay, I don't have a class on Monday, but I have some 3,000 here. What if I buy the mtumba and
start selling
on Wednesdays and Thursday and Saturday, or on Friday, Saturday and Sunday in the evening? So it's a matter of trying to balance your thing, trying to balance the studies. When the demand calls, you get yourself balancing all those stuff.
So you're talking from a male perspective, and I really wish that we had a lady here who could explain the situation as far as ladies are concerned. So what I wanted to ask you is that you have a girlfriend, maybe, probably. So how do they, like, how do your girlfriend specifically cope up with the pressure that, especially girls, we are never content. We have to wear like somebody. I want to wear like Lilian Muli. I want to wear, we have that mind that, oh, if this girl can afford this, then I can too, and if I cannot, I can ask my boyfriend to do that. So do you people try to baby girl your girlfriends, like, the way they say that you try to baby girl your boyfriend, or maybe it's because of their parents, maybe that's how they are raised to just fit into a society where they want to look like they want to be?
No, I think the problem with most of our girlfriends, this current generation, we have a problem of sticking to fantasies. Most of the ladies around, the girls, I mean, look, let me call them ladies. We've stuck so much on fantasy that we don't even want to face the reality of life, how it is. And if you get the strong women in the society, they are the ones who know how the world truly works. Actually, on my side, I couldn't want a more lavish lifestyle if I can't fight for it.
Exactly.
It. And that's why you see most of these ladies get themselves in such huge mess. We've seen there's a current trend the past 2 weeks. Our innocent sisters are being killed. So I think it's out of the fantasy world that they're living in. They've been growing with this perspective that I'm supposed to be given. I'm not actually supposed to go for it. I'm not supposed to work for it. I need to demand. I need to be given it, because ladies will think that, like, I'm the I don't know, these animated films they do watch from childhood. They know something. I don't know those female type of Cartoon Network. So there's this perspective of life, the mental perspective ladies will have, that I'm supposed to be seated and I'm supposed to be given. I need to ask for it. And they don't actually work for it. Very few. That's the problem, sticking to fantasies. I know reality is so cruel, but when you face the world a more real way.
Yeah.
You know, this is how things work. This is the road, you know. I can't go this way, I can't go this way, I need to face the road.
Yeah.
And that road is always never smooth. It's messy.
Well, the society has long embraced the fact that ladies has sponsors, you know, the male, the older male in the society that can finance your lifestyle as ladies. But you see, there's a new trend where the men are finding sweet mummies for themselves. Is it something that really is happening, or it's just for the few that you know, want the lifestyle but doesn't want to work for it?
It's there.
Yeah.
I can't say it's not there. You know, people have been living this life, the fantasy life I'm talking about, and some other times, you know, you're coming from this background, or you're coming from this family where you're used to be given out. You've never worked for a single penny yourself on your own hands, and you just call your mother, you call your father, you call your brother, you call your cousin. And now, as I told you, our parents expect us immediately we step inside campus. It's actually, that's the last step now to facing the reality. And campus actually nurtures or sharpens you to who you are. And now most of the students, actually most of the boys or the gentlemen, will not cope up with the pressure and the reality that is too harsh for them. And now for them to still continue in the same path of being lavish and getting themselves to have smooth kind of lifestyle, then they tend to get themselves into these things you're saying now, the sugar mummies, they were mamas, and they were babas stuff. Because they feel like, no, this is a quick money, this is just quick money, I need to call, yo, I'm broke, I need some amount of money, and then they are being sent the money. So I think it's now the world.
My question is, what can you comment about this narrative of soft life?
I think there's no soft life. Everything has payment. At the end of the day, you'll pay for it. There is no soft life.
Okay.
There's nothing like soft life out here. There's nothing like short money, quick money, you know, because actually soft life in campus perspective is how quick is the money flowing in, you know, so everything has its payment. There's always payback time for everything, so there's nothing like soft life at the end of the day. It will cost you up. Okay, most of the people will say no, some other times it's good. Yeah, it's good actually, it's sweet because we haven't yet tested the waters. But when you get yourself into the predicament of the so-called soft life, then you wouldn't want such a thing.
But we are told that if you find a shortcut in life, go for it.
Yeah, true.
So
because there is no an award into like the person who has suffered the most.
Yeah,
an award
exactly.
For you.
So where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line that this money is coming in too quick, and this may be a shortcut to way out to my life?
You know, the problem with we students, we actually embrace some things which don't add up. And we try to normalize it. Okay, it's true to say there's always a shortcut. Go for it, but actually, according to you, do you think it's authentic?
Definitely no.
Definitely, true. So we have this notion of embracing something bad, and with time we make it look so relevant. I mean,
we normalize
okay,
it.
It's suitable.
It is what it is.
It's worth it because we are much into embracing it and validating it for the society. And because there's nobody else who can say this is bad, and everyone is backing it up. Now it's nice. It's nice. It's good. I also encourage people like, yo, if there's a shortcut, go for it.
Go for it.
You know, you won't be given an award for going the long cut.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, do you think it's authentic?
Well, so this is the last question to you, and I want you to talk about this as a finance student. How exactly are we supposed to go about survival? Like, campus is not somewhere, like you've said, it's not somewhere we will expect parents to always come in for everything.
True.
And it's not somewhere you will expect friends to help you, because friends are also at your own capacity, the same way. So what can we do as campus students to make sure that there's a little bit, we are contented and there's a little bit still flowing the cash that we have, and the ones that our parents are sending, we can also be content with it, because at the end of the day, we don't want to live with the narrative it is what it is. Or the way you find the money is not what it is, because one day in life it will come back to you, and it will haunt you.
I think the key point, actually what I've been talking, and I think I'll be repeating myself. It's, let's just do away with fantasies. When we do away with fantasies and now face the world like this is how it's supposed to be, I think we will overcome a lot of things.
Wow.
Just facing the reality and knowing this is how things are supposed to be. This is how I'm supposed to move. This is actually what my parents are able to provide, and my hands are able to provide this amount. If I add up to this amount for my parents, then I'm well off. It's just a matter of accepting ourselves who we are, not trying to cope up with other people's lifestyle. Remember, we are so different. We are very different from each other.
Exactly.
So you can't expect my lifestyle to be the same as yours, okay? So if we accept the fact that I can't be equal with you, and we accept the fact that this space we are in, actually it's sharpening our minds to think of who are we actually are in the next coming years. And well, I'll be stepping outside campus. What am I going to do, and how am I going to cope up with the outside world, and then get away with the fantasy and all those stuff? Life will be so smooth here. Just accepting ourselves and doing what makes us happy, as long as it doesn't harm anybody else, and you don't try to get yourself into a competition with anybody else, then life will be definitely smooth for you.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Wow, what a way to end this interview. I mean, myself, I've learned a lot from our guest today, and the fact that he's a finance student and still involved himself in music is an inspiration in itself, because honestly, I mean, don't just, he's not here waiting for a bank to come and employ him for him to start earning. And there's always some talent, some skills, and some hard work, and the way they say hard work beats talent, right? And the more you keep your work out there, the more people will see you, and the more experience you'll gain, and that's how money comes in. You don't just wake up in the morning and it's not like a gamble. You wake up in the morning and you've won a lottery. So like we have been told here, look at life as it is, and this is something that was started by, I think it's Jeff Kennedy, the American president, that said, look at life as it is, in the realm. Don't go to the fantasies. And I'm glad that we are reminded here, fantasies are not the way out. You cannot live, you cannot build castles in the air. That one can never happen. So if you're watching this video, I hope that this is going to help you in one way or the other. Do not try to fit in, do not compete. Those are the main points that we've learned here today. And don't live in fantasies. Take the world in its reality. And that was the show today. I'm so glad to have you on the show. I'm so honored that you came to give us this piece of advice that we actually needed. And I'm so grateful to whoever who is watching out there. Please share with your friends, comment on the topic. What are you really doing in campus that is making you, just hanging in there until, there's enough for you to, how do you remain content with what you have? Make sure that you ponder on that. And I'm glad that you're watching. I will have you on the next episode of Campus 101. I'm your host, Stacey Wasiche.